Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another batch of comic book reviews. This time around, we're looking at the Cosmic Ghost Rider from Marvel, Batman Beyond from DC, and everything the independent comic book for the week, as well as a bonus I tossed in there because what the heck. I'm trying to catch up on Daredevil. It's a Daredevil. Anyway, with that aside, let's get this party started. Cosmic Ghost Rider, man, when I read the Thanos, this is the big breakout character of Donny Cates' run of Thanos, and when I read it, I thought, goodness, okay, so they've got Frank Castle somehow becoming not just Ghost Rider, but a Herald of Galactus, and now one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Okay, a little bit over the top, but it was entertaining, it was enjoyable. And then, of course, they did the miniseries, which I thought was a fun miniseries. That really did kind of push the envelope on I don't know, it was kind of almost parody, to tell you the truth, but it still worked. So when I picked up this book, I kind of figured it would be a little bit irreverent and, don't take itself too seriously, just serious enough to have a story. And it turns out it's almost like the Chronicles of Riddick, in a way, where he's put into a prison, and you find out that he was put there. He wanted to be put there so he could kill some certain people. And I was thinking, yeah, okay, I'm good. I'm in on this. I think that would be, this is really cool as well. That's the way I feel about it, man. I mean, don't go into this expecting anything really serious. Of course, it's not going to be goofball comedy, but at least it's something fun, and it's funny, and it's entertaining, and that's the most important thing. Give me a message, give me whatever, but don't forget to entertain me first. Do the book before anything else. I'm not saying this book has a message in it or anything like that. It's just really... My favorite part is when Cosmic Ghost Rider runs across his old self. And the two of them fight, and you see that Punisher is pretty much prepared. He's prepared to fight a Herald of Galactus. He's prepared to fight, the Ghost Rider. As a matter of fact, he's got bombs that takes care of the Ghost Rider. So it's, like I said, it's a lot of fun, man. But that was my favorite scene in the entire book. If you haven't picked this up, give it a shot. I don't know if it's still available at your local comic book shop. It was at mine, so I figured, what the hell, give this its day in court. And I'm glad I did. This is something I'm going to be following through on, and look forward to doing it, tell you the truth. Anyway, just to sum up, irreverent, fun, a little bit serious at times, not so much of any side of that particular fence that's going to destroy anything of the other. Like, it's never gets so serious that you can't find the humor in the situation, and vice versa. Art, as you can see, is pretty good. Overall, this is a winner for Marvel, and I'd say pick it up if you get a chance to. Everything, number 5. So I haven't talked about everything in a while, and sometimes that happens, especially with independent comic books. Like, I'll read the number 1 book, I'll review the number 1 book, and then, of course, there's always a number 1 independent comic book coming out. So I don't get to issue number 2 or 3 or 4 of an independent comic, so I figured I'd revisit this, see if it was continuing to be as strong as I originally said it was, because I really gave a great review to the first issue of everything. This one, You Are Obsolete, Strange Skies Over East Berlin, those were, 3 books that came out around the same time that I was just like, oh, you gotta get this. And still, you gotta get this. It really is awesome. There is a flaw in the cloth. All of a sudden, there's a woman who's getting special privileges by certain members of the store, and the managers are noticing this and are not happy. At the same time, we meet someone who is from another town whose wife was killed by the Everything store, and you see everything starting to fall apart. You see everything starting to wind down and become a little bit harder for the store, and I like that. I think this is definitely something that needs an ending, and I'm hoping we're going to get that soon, or at least we're about to see the fall of. Either way, I'm in for the long haul, and everything number 5 still holding up. Oh, and just a reminder, so a store comes into a small town and it offers everything anybody could possibly desire, except once they begin shopping there, they kind of become zombie-ish or zombie-like in their dedication and loyalty to the store. So you could tell something's going wrong and something's going on. And of course, yeah, there's certain mind-controlling elements to it. Not straight up emo-tep kind of mind control, but people are becoming, like I said, incredibly loyal to a fault as far as that's concerned. And people start disappearing as well. That's the basic premise of everything. If you haven't checked it out, you will do yourself a favor to do so. Batman Beyond, number 39. So strange things are afoot at Batman Beyond, huh? I had to go check it out. Someone's telling me we have a female Batman. I don't know how that's possible, but okay. So we have a Batwoman Beyond. And, okay, so pick it up. We get a little bit of backstory. By the way, this is Blythe. I said it was like some sort of Atomic Knight sort of thing, and yeah, I did get a couple of comments telling me who it was. It's from the Batman Beyond cartoon, and I got to admit I haven't seen the Batman Beyond cartoon, and probably, even though it's sitting on my shelf, I haven't seen it in a long time, probably about a decade or so. So maybe it's time for me to revisit that so I know the characters. Sorry, gang. My fault. Anyway, let's get this straight, man. I got everything. Seriously, I jumped in the middle of the story, and it really does. As you see that first panel, she's kicking Blythe or whatever his name, Blight, in the face. So you're thrown in to the middle of what's going on here. But through the dialogue, they tell you everything that's kind of happened and catch you up so you could understand the story going forward in this particular issue. And it's exciting. This is character through action, which I always love. I think it was done best in the X-Men in the 1980s with John Byrne and Chris Claremont. And it's the kind of thing I think great comic books are about, where they do show you the superheroes being super and they don't lose any kind of character. And this is what's going on with Batman Beyond. Surprisingly enough, we hear it all the time. Oh, Marvel sucks, DC sucks, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And yet stuff like this is out there and stuff like this exists. You got to get off the main path. And if all you're doing is listening to videos that tell you things are bad, you're listening to the wrong videos. Daredevil number 15. Love this cover, by the way. So I did read the number 14. And I figured, okay, I've got to continue this because I want to catch up to Daredevil. Daredevil's my Marvel jam, seriously. And I read the issue 14, and I thought it was good, but it wasn't Kingpin. Kingpin's like, I killed someone, what do I do? You've been through this. And that was the biggest flaw in the particular cloth, is that it seems that Chip Zdarsky has forgotten that these characters have a history. I mean, the backstory of the Kingpin alone is that he grew up in poverty, and he worked his way through a violent world in order to be the Kingpin, in order to rule it, as a matter of fact. This is not a guy who is afraid of blood. This is not a guy who, I've been mayor for 3 months, therefore I forgot how to be a criminal. No, he's been a criminal his entire life. The proportions just aren't there. In this issue, in this issue, we see him being dragged by a couple of other rich people who then have him fight a whole bunch of guys, or they die because he killed somebody on their property. Bullshit. This is the dude that took on AIM. This is Kingpin. He's Kingpin for a freaking reason. You know, I'm sorry, but that's the problem. I'm worried. Am I seeing the beginning of the end of great Daredevil books? I've said it before, and guess what? I've got another issue coming up in another review where I'm afraid it's going to be more of the same. Sorry, gang, but I love Daredevil. And Daredevil, even the Chip Zdarsky run for the longest time, was straight up tip-top of the shelf for Marvel Comics. Unfortunately, this Through Hell storyline seems to be going backwards. It's like they took 10 or 15 steps forward only to take 11 to 16 back. Anyway, gang, there you go. That's a whole bunch of reviews I did. What do you think? Have you read Cosmic Ghost Rider, The Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider? Did you read Daredevil or everything? If you haven't read it, check it out. At least in the trades, you'll do yourself a favor. Batman Beyond is exciting again. If I were to rank them, I would have to go from worst to best. Daredevil, which is kind of sad to say. Everything, not because it's bad, just because I liked Batman Beyond just a little bit more. And then Cosmic Ghost Rider tops the list. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell, making sure that your notifications are on all for both Google and YouTube. And if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, links in the description below, and drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on, helps keep making videos for you. This is the way we're trying to make a living. Like, thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.